Today I'm proposing a 2-year pay freeze for all civilian federal workers. This would save $2 billion over the rest of this fiscal year and $28 billion in cumulative savings over the next 5 years.
That was President Obama last week mandating a federal pay freeze. The only problem, the plan is not exactly a pay freeze, since workers will still be getting raises.
Yeah, Vincent Vernuccio is a former Labor Department official during the Bush years and current Labor Policy Counsel at the Competitive Enterprise Institute. And he joins us this morning. Vincent, nice to see you.
Oh, good morning.
So what in the world is going on here? It sounds lofty. It sounds, well, the president's putting his foot down here. As we know, federal employees getting those 3% raises that far exceeds what other Americans are getting. Sounds like a good plan, but there's something else at work here. What's going on?
Well, listen, just like everything else with this administration, what you have to do is you have to read the fine print. The president says he's doing across-the-board pay freeze. What he doesn't tell you is all he's doing away with is the across-the-board pay hike that every federal employee gets. What he's not doing away with, what he's keeping in place, is what's known as step increases, which almost all federal employees get either every 1, 2, or 3 years, which is basically like an automatic pay freeze, or grade increases, which they get with promotions. So even though the president's saying across-the-board pay freeze, some federal employees, especially the top ones, are still eligible for $5,000 to $22,000 in pay hikes.
So they're not getting a cost of living increase, but they are getting these step raises, as you just said. And as we understand it, these are automatic pay raises based upon the length of time worked. So they're not even for merit necessarily.
Well, listen, I mean, the way the statute reads, and this is also mandated by law, it says that you have to at least perform adequately to get the pay freeze. So, yes, if you show up to work naked or you bring a gun to a federal building, you're not going to get your step increase. I mean, the way the federal entrenchment is with federal employees, you might not lose your job, but there could be grounds to not get this pay freeze, to not get the pay bump.
Yeah.
But as long as you show up to work, and as long as you've been there the requisite amount of time, you're probably going to get that step increase. So this whole pay freeze is basically a bunch of hooey.
Well, you know the bureaucracy, having worked in the Labor Policy Council, I mean, and having worked in the Labor Department in the Bush years, what a bureaucracy this is to try to go up against. What is the president is he able to do anything to try to stop these raises?
Well, you know what? I mean, it's coming down the pike. The Republicans in Congress already have told him to do more, and the Republicans are going to control the House. So what he really needs to do is he needs to work with John Boehner and actually start not only doing an across-the-board pay freeze, but also he needs to do a hiring freeze. I mean, if I were in his shoes, I would first have any pay hike linked to the budget deficit. Until the deficit, just like the rest of America is hurting right now, until the deficit is brought under control and is brought down to zero, you don't give a pay freeze to any federal employee. Second, what you also have to do is you have to have a hiring freeze. Now, we don't even need to fire federal employees to start bringing down the number of people working for the federal government. You simply have a freeze. You don't do one in, one out. When people leave because they're either retiring or leaving for other sectors of the economy, you say we're not going to rehire, we're not going to hire anybody else.
Sure.
So between the two of those, you can start seeing decreases in the amount spent for federal employees.
All right, all great points. Vincent Vernuccio, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Great, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Vincent.